Happy Monday to everybody. I hope you enjoyed your slow week and took some time for yourselves and were not, totally overwhelmed with any schoolwork. If you are getting overwhelmed with work, please send me a message. Please do not just vanish into outer space, okay? If you send me a message and talk to me, you will almost definitely get credit for something and we can work something out. If you vanish into outer space, I lose track of you and then I cannot give you a grade for anything. Okay, I just wanted to put that out there because I know that some people are getting a little bit overwhelmed and I really don't want to see that happening, okay? So let's jump back into A Sound of Thunder. First, let's do a quick review just because I know we haven't read in a little bit. So where we left off, our main character, Eccles, who we've been calling Ed or Egg, like I said, as long as you're consistent, I'm totally fine, kind of wandered off the path. He took about one step off. And when we talk about the path, remember, we're talking about kind of this floating barrier between the floor that allows them to interact with the dinosaurs without actually stepping on the ground and creating any anomalies through time, right? Creating any paradoxes, creating any changes in the world. So Eccles uses the time machine to go back on this time safari. He thinks that he wants to kill a Tyrannosaurus Rex, right? He's an accomplished hunter. He's done things like this before with other animals. He's been on other safaris, but he gets there and he freaks out, right? He can't do it. He doesn't know what to do. He makes noise. He gets the animal's attention. It runs to them. They tell him to go back to the time machine. He trips and he steps off that path. And we've talked about how that was the most important thing to not do. Okay, right? Because he can influence everything in the future. So he steps off that path. He runs back into the time machine while they deal with the animal. And at that point, Travis and Lesperance are bringing the other hunters back. And that's where we left off, that the other hunters are kind of freaking out at this point too. They pretty much almost got killed by a dinosaur because Eccles is ridiculous. They're a little shaky. They're a little freaked out. And Travis and Lesperance bring them back to the time machine, right? So I am on the bottom of page 9. They let themselves be led along the metal path. They sank wearily into the machine cushions. They gazed back at the ruined monster, the stagnating mound where already strange reptilian birds and golden insects were busy at the steaming armor. A sound on the floor of the time machine stiffened them. Eccles sat there shivering. "I'm sorry," he said at last. "Get up," cried Travis. Eccles got up. "Go out on that path alone," said Travis. He had his rifle pointed. "You're not coming back in the machine. We're leaving you here." Lesperance seized Travis's arm. "Wait. Stay out of this." Travis shook his hand away. "The son of a bitch nearly killed us. It isn't that so much. Hell no, it's his shoes. Look at them. He ran off the path. My God, that ruins us. Christ knows how much we'll forfeit, tens of thousands of dollars of insurance. We guarantee no one leaves the path. He left it. The damn fool, I'll have to report to the government. They might revoke our license to travel. God knows what he's done to time, to history." "Take it easy. All he did was kick up some dirt." "How do we know?" cried Travis. "We don't know anything. It's a damn mystery. Get out here, Eccles." Eccles fumbled at his shirt. "I'll pay anything. $100,000. Travis glared at Eccles' checkbook and spat. "Go out there. The monster's next to the path. Stick your arms up to your elbows in his mouth. Then you can come back with us." "That's unreasonable." "The monster's dead, you yellow bastard. The bullets can't be left behind. They don't belong in the past. They might change something. Here's my knife. Dig them out." The jungle was alive again, full of the old tremorings and bird cries. Eccles turned slowly to regard that primeval garbage dump. that hill of nightmares and terrors. After a long time, like a sleepwalker, he shuffled out along the path. He returned shuddering 5 minutes later. His arms soaked and red to the elbows, he held out his hands. Each held a number of steel bullets. Then he fell. He lay where he fell, not moving. You didn't have to make him do that, said Lesperance. Didn't I? It's too early to tell. Travis nudged the still body. He'll live. Next time he won't go hunting game like this, okay? He jerked his thumb wearily at Lesperance. Switch on. Let's go home. 1492, 1776, 1812. They cleaned their hands and faces. They changed their caking shirts and pants. Eccles was up and around again, not speaking. Travis glared at him for a full 10 minutes. Don't look at me, cried Eccles. I haven't done anything. Who can tell? Just ran off the path, that's all. A little mud on my shoes. What do you want me to do? Get down and pray? We might need it. I'm warning you, Eccles. I might kill you yet. I've got my gun ready. I'm innocent. I've done nothing. 1999, 2000, 2055. The machine stopped. Get out, said Travis. And that is where I'm going to leave us for this reading. We're actually going to finish the story on Wednesday, okay? So let's take a look at what happened. So Eccles takes his step off his path. Travis feels the need to punish him. Lesperance kind of not as much. So I'm going to be asking things like, what was Travis's punishment? Do you think it's fair? Right? And then we're going to discuss what we think may or may not be the same in the future. Correct? So make sure that you take a look at those things, that you review kind of what I've read, that you make sure that you understand what went on in this section of the story. The other things that I want to mention is the use of capitalization in this story. Okay, so this is going to be something that's going to come up kind of when we finish and we start talking about central idea, right? That big, scary, annoying word, central idea. So they distinctly capitalize certain words that we may or may not capitalize in our writing, and that we would not capitalize in formal writing, okay? So that is going to be a big discussion in tomorrow's conversation, right, is why we think they capitalize these words. Now, for example, the word path is capitalized pretty much every time that they discuss the path, right? The path being that hovering, floating path, right? If they're talking about, oh, the dinosaur took a path through the woods, that they don't capitalize. But when they talk about the path, that floating thing that you're not supposed to step off of, it is always capitalized. It's not a mistake, okay? Even though if you wrote an essay like that, I would say that that is not a proper noun and does not need to be capitalized, right? So we're going to talk about why they capitalize it. It has a meaning, so I want you to be prepared with that answer. You should be thinking about why you think that they're capitalizing that, okay? The other thing that they consistently capitalize is the word monster, and they don't kind of do that one every single time, but they do it pretty often. When they talk about the dinosaur and they use the word monster, it's pretty much capitalized, okay? I'm just looking to make sure that those were the two I want to point out. They have some other ones, but those were the two that I found to be most important. Okay, so we're going to talk about what kind of words get capitalized and why you think those words are being capitalized here. Again, it is not because it is the correct way to use capitalization. Okay, so your job is to have a prepared answer for that question. You do not need to post your answer because it's going to be a discussion question for tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow we have a meeting at 1:30. Okay, if you do not know how to get onto Teams, it is your job to send me a message to make sure that you are ready for Teams. Okay, I just want to make sure that everybody has that down. I know that I went over it with some of you guys, and Miss Picola went over it with some of you guys. So I know that those people can get on. If you have not gone over it with myself or Miss Picola, please make sure that you do, okay? If not, and then tomorrow you can't get on Teams, we're going to have a problem because I've given you multiple chances to kind of work out that test system. So just putting that out there. So again, I'm going to post this video. I'm going to post a discussion question for you guys that you should have a prepared answer for. You do not have to post an answer to that question. If you have any other questions about the section that I just read, make sure that you send them to me. Then we're going to finish the story in a video on Wednesday, and then we're going to have a discussion about it in a live class on Thursday. I miss all of you guys, and I can't wait to see you all on camera tomorrow. Thank you.